Hey guys, my name is Leah and I am the owner of Leah Noel Design Co. and I am a brand ambassador here at Dixie Belle. This is the piece we're gonna be working on and I'm gonna go ahead and bend my camera down to show you guys. It's a little washstand. This is one I've debated just selling outright because I have a lot of furniture and we're preparing to move, and so somehow I just couldn't let it go. So if you guys have friends that are beginners, please make sure you share this with them because this is just a really good place to start. I am using 60 grit sandpaper. First things first, when you're using an Orbit sander like this, you always start with it on your piece. All right, so a lot of what is gonna come off this piece right now, it's an aged piece. I just sanded it, so some of it's gonna be the finish. It's also gonna be dirt and oils. If you notice when I sanded it, I paid attention to my edges here, okay? These get nicked up. This is white lightning. This is what I clean all my pieces with. So this you can get at the link above. This lasts you forever. I used to use other products, but this is the cheapest and the easiest to use. So I mix a couple spoonfuls, like plastic, Culture spoonfuls, in here, like 2 with hot water, and I shake it up and I keep this full all the time and I just refill it. Out of this bottle I get a few furniture pieces. So I'm gonna really douse my piece with the cleaner right after sand. And then I'm gonna take my wet rag, okay? And I'm gonna wipe the top. And you're gonna see how much dirt and grime really comes off this piece. If you go to like your Dollar Tree, you can find the toothbrushes that are firm, right? The ones you don't want to use on your teeth. And you can find that to scrub out like these areas here. So now I'm just gonna take my water in a spray bottle and I'm gonna spray it like it was a mister on the hose. So Dixie Mud, quite easy to use. You need to fill it from the back first and then the front, because if you don't, I always feel like it'll fall through. So I like to get some filler in the back to make it a more solid fill. And I'm gonna go back with a baby wipe and clean up the back sides of this. And I'm gonna take my spatula and I'm gonna put some mud on it, and I'm just gonna scrape over these kind of flat and just flatten them out a little bit. You're gonna take a baby wipe and you're gonna clean everything up. Ready for paint. So I'm just gonna grab my brush and I'm gonna spray it with some water. This is still pretty wet, so you want your wood to be dry before you paint it. I'm gonna do this as a demonstration, and I'm just gonna do this door. So when I'm using my primer, which I'm using Dixie Belle's B.O.S.S in white, I'm just gonna go on with my primer with the grain of the wood. So what I've done so far is I just gave this a coat of primer and a base coat of Caviar. I used copper patina on here, and we're gonna go ahead and activate it right now. So I'm gonna show you how to do that, and then we're gonna go in with sea spray over here so that we can see the activation happening as we paint. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I keep my spouts right here, my sprayers outside of this. When I'm done, I'm gonna flush these out with water. The reason is some of the products, like the springs and stuff inside here are metal, and they will rust out if you don't clean them. So I keep my bottles like this, okay? I keep my caps. And then when I'm all done here tonight, I will bring this inside, and I actually keep a bottle, like an old one of these, empty, just to flush my bottles out. All right, so I'm just giving this a good shake. You really want to shake your patina well, because it has real metal particles in it, and they settle at the bottom, so you really want to shake it really well. So I'm gonna add a little bit of paint. Now I'm gonna do something a little different. This is not necessary, but I like this because it adds a little texture. I'm gonna add just a little bit of sea spray in here, okay? Sea spray is a texture additive, and we're gonna use it on the regular paint up here. But I'm just gonna add a little bit in my Patina paint to just get a really textured look. When we want this to activate, this is dry. So we put our first coat on and it's dry. This is true along all the Patina paints, whether you're using sea spray, whether you're just using the regular stuff, you're gonna paint one coat on, let it completely dry. Your second coat, you're gonna put it on and you're gonna spray it with the activator while it's wet and it's gonna start turning. So I'm gonna work in sections. I'm gonna cover everywhere that I had paint before. So now I'm just gonna simultaneously spray these colors on. What it's doing is these are metal particles, and while it's wet, it's accelerating the tarnishing process of the paint. Now I'm gonna show you how to mix sea spray with paint. I'm gonna add my paint first, so I just kinda add a little bit at a time until I have a brownie-like consistency. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wet my brush because it's gonna make it a little bit easier to pick up the sea spray. I'm not gonna do the edges, the drawer edges, but you can already kind of see the difference. And you can see how much this is turning. Look at how much this is turning. Isn't that cool? That's pretty much it. I'm gonna let it dry. We're gonna use Fluff, okay? We're gonna use Caviar again. We're gonna use Mermaid Tail. Mermaid Tail is the most perfect teal you're ever gonna buy. And then we're also gonna use Florida Orange. I'm gonna go right in. I am gonna go in with the Fluff. And the Fluff, I'm gonna tell you guys, is gonna be a little bit strong. And so I'm gonna like just kind of put it all over, and I'm just gonna do the front. So I have about this much paint on my brush. You can kind of see, it's not a lot. And I'm just gonna use a foam plate, and I'm gonna kind of rub it off a little bit. And then I also have a t-shirt here, because honestly, taking the paint off on this plate and the t-shirt are two different things. So I almost want like no paint on my brush, okay? And I am just gonna go ahead and just start dry. This is called dry brushing. As I'm doing my dry brushing, I really want to focus on my edges. And I'm gonna grab a new brush. And I am gonna start going in with Mermaid Tail. Okay, so I'm gonna grab another brush. I have, you know, my oval round, and I'm just gonna lightly dip. You see, light dip. I'm gonna just rub this on my t-shirt. I'm gonna rub some off. And I just wanna kind of start to hit my edges. So I'm gonna hit my high spots. My high spots being my edges. Ooh, come on. My edges and like the top of this. So we're gonna take this to the next level. Now I'm gonna look at the turquoise and where it sets, and then we're gonna add Florida Orange. When we add Florida Orange, you guys are gonna be like, oh my goodness, okay, it's all making sense now. We're gonna get a dry brush, a clean dry brush, and we're gonna dip right here, a little bit of orange, and scrape it, a little bit, hardly any. So excited. This is the part that's gonna make it. And we're gonna just kind of hit it in the corner first. But look at how cool it looks. I love this look. That's it for tonight. I might just post it for sale and hope it doesn't sell. Sometimes I do that too. I think this would make a really good side table. Like a really cute little side table. So that might just be what it is in my new living room. So we'll see. All right, you guys, I'm getting off here. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll talk to you later.